Hey all, Paint Marine back here with another matter of fact. Now this is Codex Space Marines. Now this is just after the big FAQ of 2018 has dropped now. We're past Adepticon and they've made their changes. And this is version 1.2 of the Space Marine Errata FAQ, meaning this is the third iteration because it's 1.0, 1.1, 1.2. So this is the third change. So as such, I'm actually just going to go over the magenta parts because that's the newest additions that they've changed, or newest changes and additions that they've made. So yeah, we'll take a look here. So there's not too many. So since we're only doing the magenta part, because like I said, I've covered the other ones already. So let's dive. So 189, we're going to be looking at warlord traits. So let's flip real quick to see what we're looking at here. Is that right? Oh, sorry, not 189, 199. Okay, here we are. Let's see. Change the first paragraph of the main text. Alright, to change, let's see. Alright, so currently it reads, if your warlord of your army is an Adeptus Astartes character, you can pick the warlord trait from the Space Marine Warlord traits table or roll a dice and consult the table to generate their warlord trait. So we are changing the first paragraph to read, if warlord from your army is a Space Marine character, you can pick their warlord trait from the Space Marine Warlord table or roll a dice and consult the table to generate their warlord trait. If your warlord is an army from Space Marines character. Oh. So they changed it. Instead of saying Adeptus Astartes character, it now says Space Marines character. And I wonder if that's because there's a keyword issue potentially with the Dark Angels and Blood Angels codexes. I'm not sure where that came, like why that was changed, but yeah. So that was the change. Alright, so page 199, Adept of the Codex. What is that now? Oh, so it's the Ultramarines chapter trait. Let's see here. So currently it is Adept of the Codex. Ultramarine warlords are peerless masters of tactics and strategy. Whilst your warlord is alive, roll a dice each time you spend a command point to use a stratagem. On a 5+ that CP is immediately refunded. And it is now, whilst your warlord is on the battlefield. Okay, right there, early. Roll a d6 each time you spend a command point to use a stratagem. On a 5+ that command point is immediately refunded. So your warlord has to be on the battlefield, not just alive as it was originally stated. And that is it for the errata. And then we have 4 new FAQs on here. So starting off here, can the Auspex stratagem be used to shoot an enemy unit that is removed from the battlefield and then set up again? For example, when using a teleport homer. The answer is yes. So anytime somebody so anytime that someone uses a stratagem or teleport or some kind of thing where they were on the battlefield and now they're going to teleport, if you use that stratagem, I guess you can target them and shoot them. So that's kind of cool. So can the Auspex scan stratagem be used to shoot an enemy unit that is set up on the battlefield before the start of the first turn? For example, when using forward operative stratagem in Codex Chaos Space Marines, the answer is no. So because I guess this happens before turn 1 is why you can't shoot at them. So that makes sense. How do flak missile and hellfire shell stratagems interact with an armamum Jerem? Are you able to reload the weapon and fire again with the benefit of the stratagem? Yes. Can you use a flak missile stratagem when a model fires a cyclone missile launcher? And the answer is no. Yeah, okay. And I'm not sure, I'd have to look if there's a difference here. Not really sure. Because Cyclone missile launchers are. What are those on? The Terminators, right? Here we go. I mean, if that's a whole. There's a Typhoon missile launcher that can fire frag and crack. Which is not what we want. Where's this like missile launcher? Okay, so well, it says. Oh, okay. Are you able to reload the weapon and fire again? Huh. I'm not sure I quite understand what the armor cherubim is, though. I think I gotta look at the Devastators, because I believe they're the ones that can take that little cherub guy. We want heavy. Let's check this out so we can get it right. Whirlwind, Thunderfire, Stalker. There we are. Armor once per battle. After a model in the unit has fired, the cherub can reload this model's weapons. When it does so, remove the cherub, and that model can immediately shoot again. The removal of the cherub for any reason is ignored for purposes of morale. Okay, so it just lets one unit in the one model in the Devastator squad just shoot again. Able to reload the weapon and fire again with the benefit of the stratagem. So the flak missile, I believe, is so you can just knock the minus to hit. I believe, right? When using the flak missile stratagem, is like shooting at a. Where's it at? Here we go. You can use a stratagem just before a friendly Adeptus Astartes infantry model attacks a unit that can fly with the missile launcher. You only make a single hit roll with this weapon in this phase, however, add 1 to the hit roll, and if it hits, the target suffers D3 mortal wounds. So that's pretty cool. So you don't get the -1 to hit for one you get to, so rather you get to add 1 to any model that has the fly keyword, which is kind of cool. So like repulsor, so you get a D3, and then you also do not get a negative modifier because it kind of just equals out if you're fighting against something that has like the hard to hit special rule. I think it is. That's a flyer. It kind of equals out there, so that's cool. But D3 is pretty nice. And then the Hellfire shells is similar, except when you're attacking infantry models, attacks with a heavy bolter, you make a single hit roll with this weapon. However, if it hits, the target suffers D3 mortal wounds. So similar, only against infantry, and it's saying that if you use the cherub to reload that weapon, you still get to use those stratagems again, effectively not having to spend the command point twice, which is pretty good. And then can I use the flak missile stratagem when a model fires a cyclone missile launcher? And it says no. And I'm not too sure why they would ask that. I guess it's just because it says missile, and before it said missile launcher, and it did specify. Well, it didn't say anything with the words missile launcher, so I could see where someone might want to try to fire a Terminator's Cyclone missile launcher up at something and use a flak missile stratagem. But unfortunately, no, they're just trying to get more options. But yeah, so that is it for this. Not a whole lot, but I mean, I don't know. There doesn't really need to be a whole lot necessarily, but that is all of what they had for the Space Marines this update. So nothing groundbreaking, shaking, codex breaking, if you will. Most of the biggest things are kind of overall game effects versus just this codex. Although, like I said in my other video of the big FAQ, I really feel like at least the beta rule as of right now, where reserves have to be half on the table, and then you can't start bringing them in until turn 2, unless you can bring them in turn 2 or turn 1, but they're going to end up in your deployment zone. I think that really benefits the Raven Guard stratagem and the Alpha Legion stratagem quite a bit. And I'm not sure they mentioned Gene Stealers as well have some kind of ability similar. So I'm sure that probably is nice that they still have that ability. So, all right, well, until next time.